A Philam beauty queen who won an international pageant in the U.S. is now in the country to give back. Ms Teen International 2017, Carly Peeters visits a local community in Camarines Sur as part of her advocacy for children. Carly is here with us today to tell us more about this. Good morning and welcome to New Day.
Good morning.
Carly, let's tell our viewers about the pageant that you joined first, right? I mean,
right.
Well, first you're Philam, Filipino-American, right? So your mom is Filipino?
Yeah, she grew up in Manila and then my dad is from the U.S.
And you grew up where?
I grew up in Hawaii, but I moved to California when I was 12.
Okay, and before you won this international pageant, first you had to join a local pageant in the U.S., right? And what was that called?
I joined Miss West Coast and I won Miss West Coast Teen, and then I went on to Ms Teen California, and from there I won Ms Teen International.
Great. So you had to join. So this is the third one that you won. Congratulations. So what made you decide to join these pageants?
Well, I just love the Miss International organization because 40% of your score is your interview, and it's really based on the girl that's on the inside and less about what you look like. And every contestant is required to have a platform, so every girl gets to work with something that she wants to advocate for, and mine happens to be literacy, which is how I got involved with Yellow Boat of Hope.
Okay, Yellow Boat of Hope, right? Tell us more about this advocacy.
So the Yellow Boat of Hope organization works to provide education to the less wealthy provinces, so people that are more impoverished. And so I went to Sitio Lapata in Caramoan, and we got to see people that had so little but were so happy, and they worked constantly to go for the education. And I'm really happy to be building a school there, but these kids sometimes would have to walk 30 minutes over rough terrain or even swim to get to their school. So Yellow Boat of Hope kind of helps to bring school supplies to them.
Why is it called Yellow Boat of Hope?
So it was inspired by kids that actually have to swim, and they bring school boats to the provinces, and I actually got to ride in one of the school boats, which was really, really cool. It was really a fun experience.
Was it yellow?
It was yellow. It's bright yellow, because normally you'd have school buses, but because it's over water, it's school boats, which is why they're yellow.
Right, and you said that these are far-flung provinces that are impoverished, right? And so how was it like going to these areas and meeting these children?
It really was a humbling experience. It was a 2-hour boat ride on one of the yellow boats to get from Caramoan to Sitio Lapata, and it was really just very humbling because these kids had no electricity. They had just gotten filtered water from the Thirst is Real campaign. They brought a water tower over, but previously they had no filtered water and no access to clean water. And these kids have close to nothing, and they were still so grateful for the volunteer teachers that were there, and so grateful to be given the opportunity to learn, even if it was just on the weekends.
And what made you choose to come back to the Philippines?
Well, in the U.S. we have many opportunities for education. Every kid is given an opportunity to go through the public school system, and here in the Philippines that is not as possible. And when I heard that some kids were having to swim to school, or even they weren't able to afford a pencil, and then Yellow Boat came along, I jumped on the opportunity to help, because as a Filipino, I love giving back to the Philippines.
Right, and you said earlier, we were chatting, the goal here is to build a school.
Right, so the goal is to build a school because right now they have a grass shack that they use, and it's a little bit less stable than a concrete school building, and so that side of the island is hit with typhoons a lot because it's facing the Pacific Ocean. So we're hoping the school can be used as a more permanent building that can also be used as a shelter from the typhoons.
Okay, and lastly, how has Ms Teen International changed your life?
It has just been a whirlwind of an experience since I won back in August, and it's been the most humbling experience of my life, seeing these people that have nothing and are so grateful.
How old are you again?
I'm 17.
Okay.
And it's just been
long way to go.
A really great experience, and it's something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, and it inspires me to do better in my own life. Like, I know sometimes I get a little bit lazy with schoolwork, but seeing these kids that would fight tooth and nail to get an education makes me want to work harder at my own so that I can give back to them even more.
Well, that's good for you, and thanks for coming to New Day and telling us your story.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck for everything. Thank you, and that was Miss International 2017, Carly Peeters.